It's another day. Look, Massey sent me a t-shirt. Look, nice, huh? Thank you, Adco, or Chandler's. I don't know where it came from actually. It didn't have a note in there. It just turned up at the doorstep, but thank you to whoever sent that. We're up at Peter's farm. Keithy started cultivating. We're just here to finish a little bit of moling. Daisy's coming to help. Then we're heading off to Alistair's to get the moles in up there where the winter wheat's going to be. So it'll be left to weather. Look at this soil, look. And this is the good field. Have a look how shiny that is. This is the good field. It gets even heavier as you go down the field. But Keithy's pulling it up, doing a lovely job. Oh Christ, look how deep that is. He's getting into that. Absolutely perfect. Let's have a little look. The legs lift everything up, the discs chop it all, and then the packer just packs it and levels it off. And he picks it up on the end. It's ever so heavy. We've got two of these machines. One's just been welded. I think Farmer's coming up with that in a minute, so there'll be two of them up here in a minute. There we go. The only reason we have a big tractor is literally for that one job. You know, the 7718s will pick them up, and they will go. You know, they do a job with them, but bigger, heavier tractor is for the main of it. Keithy does 90% of it. You know, he's done 90% of it. There is only this. And it's not everything here this time. We've got a lot going into. We've got about 75 acres going into overwinter stubbles, so they will just get left. They won't get planted at all. So Keithy will be right behind us on the mole, so we better get cracking. Hazel's back. She's back from the summer holidays with the kids. They've driven her mad. But that's kids for you, unfortunately. We've done the top and bottom of these fields here, just the wettest parts. They were ploughed last year. Farmer said everything that we ploughed is just miles better than, and it's because it was damp when we were cultivating. Farmer's got 50 acres of combining left, which is about, I don't know, not long. He will do that in 2 or 3 hours. Just need a nice warm day, but it's come a bit strange. Not devastatingly wet, it's just come damp. Just damp is the word. It's not wet. It just it keeps raining overnight, and then you get an overcast day and nothing dries. So but that will change soon. He'll get that finished. I'll show you what I do to set these moles up. But I've done all my fine adjustments, but I will just show you how I do it. I'm just going to, every time you make an adjustment, you just want to reset your arms into the right position. You just stop. You want to just stop gently with it inward. You want to come out. Now you're looking at the mole plough. There's a mark on our plough where we were yesterday, so you want to offer that up to the soil, which is about where it was. We lost the disc off it on the front. The disc just cuts the slot, makes it a little bit easier on turf, stuff like that. This is actually might be replaced next year. So we're just umming and ahhing whether to get another one. And then you want to look at the machine. I might have actually gone too far with it now. You want that board to be in level, and you want the mole at the bottom to be running flat and true. So you want everything. I've gone too far with it now, so I'm going to wind her back. You adjust it by the top link. So if you push the top link back, it'll pull the board over. If you pull it forward, it pushes it. So you just want it level, and then you just look behind it, make sure it's running level from the back as well. The field's always up and down, so she's not too bad like that. I'm just going to pick that arm up. One. And you just extend that by one turn. And every time you make an adjustment, you just want to reset everything in here. So we get going again, we put into gear, put our steering back on, and just reset the buttons on the arms. Just go forward for a little bit, we stop, then we go back out, we just check. That's better. Moldboard's running straight now. Everything's running nice and square. So that's how you want it. Bit of fiddling. If you go too deep, you'll go through the drains. If you don't go deep enough, you won't go into the shingle. I just found a bit a minute ago. Anyway, we're set pretty nice like that. We've got a depth control on our wheel here, so we don't touch that now. You can set a marker on there so you can go back to it every time, but you don't need to in this job. So that's set, depth is set, and now you just up and down the field now. Here comes Farmer Look with the other disc aerator. Hopefully won't get in my way. But Daisy will be here in a minute. We're just finishing off this little field. And we'll be away. We'll get a pattern, some sort of pattern to turn it round in a minute. I always sort of get somewhere near the line, press the button. As you reverse, that squares you up. Change it to forwards, down with the implement, and you will have bang straight rows then every time. There goes Farmer Look. He's on the disc aerator today. Keithy's up at the top. Yet two of them machines running. They're going to be right up our butts. So yeah, we got to get cracking here. But you do hear the drains. From time to time you'll hear it, you just hear the shingle, you run through the shingle, and yes, anyway, she's set pretty nice now. So I was just getting the disc aerator set, so he'll be doing the same with that machine. He'll be checking for level, he'll be checking the leg depth, seeing where tractor will pull it nice. You know, you want to do a nice job at a nice depth, and he'll be doing the same with that. So yes, it's the first time we've had two disc aerators going this autumn, so it's only start of autumn, isn't it? We might get a go on that, you know, in a couple of days. We might not get a go this time. Keithy's been up together with it, so spacing's at 2.8 meters. That's what we got her set at, so we will, yes, just leave her set at that. Seems to be pretty nice. You could have it a little bit, you know, 2.5 meters probably. But then you're, it takes a long time to cover a field at 2.5 meters. Anyway, steering's working, that's a good thing. And we're covering the ground is dry. And yes, everything's getting done in the dry and the nice. So there's our straight line, look behind us. The drain for you. There we go, there's one. There's a drain that runs across that field right there. If you are careful listening, you can hear it. You can just hear the noise of the stones hitting the metal. We've had Daisy join. So we're going to do intermittent rows now. She's going to leave me a row. I'll leave her, well, she's in front, so she's to the left of us. And when we started today, this system here is an old system. The one on that tractor is a new system with the new satellite, satellites to it. But that one's on RTK, so that one's perfect. You can go away at night, come back, you know, next day, and it will still be in the exact same position. This one won't. If I were to go away for half an hour and come back, the line would have just shifted half a metre to the left or the right, or it might just fall back where it was, but it is likely to move. So now for this job, doesn't matter a bit, not of one bit. But we set our AB line up. She's come back to hers. She just presses the button, she's back to it, and we set the AB line up one of her moles. And if you look at, we're going right up the middle of it. We're not far away. We could go slightly to the left a little bit, but it's more than adequate for what we want. If we look behind, look, our lines are pretty, you know, it wants to be shifted to the right very minutely, but not something we're going to change, you know. So yeah, anyway, it's pretty cool. It's worked out quite nice, so I'm happy with that. This is what I was doing yesterday, but I was steering it, so I was just keeping the mud guards between the lines, just as it is now, exactly as it is now. Actually, it just makes your life easier. Your GPS it's not like a complicated thing. It just makes you less tired at the end of the day. And it keeps things neat, you know, like this job, it keeps it neat. You can keep your spacings exactly the same. So yeah, there's, you know, we wouldn't be without it. Farmer was the biggest naysayer. We don't need that, we don't do enough of it, we don't do this, we don't do that. We use it on all the field work, we use it on the rowing. Uncle Franklin don't use it because he's just not interested in it, which is fine. But you can use it rowing up, you can use it we do use it, you know, we use it on literally, you know, 80% of our work. All the drilling I do on RTK on that other tractor, it's just changed, you know, made things easier. That's all it's done. To the point where farmers got one system come in, Snagged are sending us their new hydraulic system, which is a little bit different to the one in the other tractor there. So we'll have a look at that when it comes. If you think about what you're doing when you're using it, you can make your life so much easier. You know, two of you can work the same field with same lines. You just got to set your AB lines up on the exact same tram line or whatever you use to mark the AB line. As long as you both set them up the exact same, you know, you can do what we're doing here. We're just interlacing the rows. And you can work a field like that. You can go if you've got big bit of kit that needs a bit of space to turn around. You can interlace the rows, and you haven't got to make such a sharp turn when we turn around. I use the guidance to just pull us back square, and then it starts you off square. Otherwise you might start a little bit over here, and then the steering has to do that, and then the very start of the row is a little bit squiggly. But I'm just a bit of a perfectionist. The new kits that are coming, they're not going to have, they don't need to be on RTK. That new satellite system was more than accurate enough, and yeah, I saw very little excuse to use RTK when you've got that. So, but time will tell with that, you know, that's a new thing. There goes Daisy. Farmer's over there. Keithy's on the top field, he's working the top field. So, and once we've done here, me and Daisy are heading up to Alice's. Well, we found the water pipe. We found it. Daisy managed to pull up 2 massive sections. She's done well. Luckily no damage to the mole. Last time we wrecked the moles. Yeah, you can see the line. There's the first hole, there's the second hole. Third hole's here, look, so it's in a line and it runs all the way across to the other side. So yeah, that is just off the corner running to the buildings, so we'll take note for that for next time. We're just going to run a couple of moles. This end is always the wettest, you can tell, you can see where it's been laid wet. So Daisy's done the last one there. We're just going to leave the rest of this field because I know the pipe's still under there, even though we pulled a big section out. I'll quickly show you. I don't know where we just put it. We just laid it somewhere along here. Yeah, it's an old ancient pipe. We get stung here. That was the first one. She's done well. She pulled it out at least. So, and that's the second one. So that's a big bit. It's heavy. So we'll get them picked up. We thought about it hard enough, we should have done it last. That way, if we wrecked the moles, it was on the last field. But, never mind. No damage, and the pipe's out the ground, so another day. We should just, you know, if it was ours, we'd probably dig it out. We would just follow it out and dig it out and get rid of it. Anyway, you can see where it's been wet down this whole edge. We're going to run some moles that way, just to try and improve that a little bit for next year. And we've done the wettest side of the field anyway, so Dave's done a nice job there. I never really mess with this feature on this tractor, but it's got a little feature. You have to put the right parameters in, so you have to set your space in, and you have to reset the clock. Should have done it at the start, and it'll tell you things like how many litres you're using per hour. So we're using 9, you know, between 9, it's bouncing around and it's gone, 9 and between 8 and 10 litres per hectare. And then it also tells you that you're doing about 1.7 hectares per hour. I don't know, it doesn't mean much to us, but it's a nice little feature, you know, if you want to calculate it all up. But we're nearly done here. We're just working the same bits together, done the fiddly bits, so we just work the next fields together. We've got our GPSs set absolutely spot on in here. I just get to the end, spin it back round on itself, and just grab the line in between those, get her reverse back. She'll still be on GPS when you reverse back. She's squaring herself up. Then as you go forward, you're pretty much square then. Still on it. Just let the mole grab it, you know, let the mole go in. There we go. Simple as that. I've just recalibrated this. Seems to be a little bit better, and hasn't been done in a long time, so I've just done a full calibration and it just feels a bit better. So yeah, we've got another 2 days here molding, then we might be on the cultivator tomorrow. Farmer really wants to get on with that. We've got some grass, you know, where we're going to plant our grass. We've got to get the weeds sprayed off there. Either myself or Farmer will be doing it. If Farmer's combining, I'll be doing it, or vice versa. If we're cultivating, we'll, you know, one of us will be planting the grass. I got a oh yeah, the grass mix, so I got that back. They changed a little bit on that. It'll be interesting to see. They just put it's not a massive change, it's just a tiny bit more. They've added a new variety of grass. They've put 8% of a new variety of grass. They've put more of one, less of another, but we'll see what the differences show up on that. We've got ourselves a perfect grass bed, and it is perfect. I'm quite excited, you know. Hopefully it's me that has to drill it, but it will just be whoever's doing what job on the day. Literally, either Farmer will do it or I'll do it. But I'm quite excited to see how that comes up. It's ultra fine. With grass, you're only going in, you know, you're literally just touching the surface of the soil. You're not going in very deep at all. So, but that'll be happening soon, in the next couple of days actually. That should be happening. We've got some work to do to the drill, but the drill will drill that grass before we go on to the wheat. And we're going to start with a new with a full set of coulters. We'll get the I know there's a seed pipe need mending. Can't remember what else. We'll have a good look round it when we get to it. But Farmer reckons we're going to go and knock everything down with a power harrow. He wants to get a seed bed early this time. We're trying to get the wheat in a little bit earlier, a couple of weeks earlier this time. So we'll see how that goes. I've just seen Alistair, and he was just telling me about the spec weights of the oats. So it's quite interesting, because the oats we got in at home, we actually planted those 2 to 3 weeks earlier. It shows up a little bit. He was getting spec weights of around 49 to 51 kilograms per hectolitre, and the ones we tested back home were about 53. So it just shows you a little bit, but he did say they're going for milling, which is good. You know, they're good, that means they're good oats basically. They will be good enough. Anyway, that's good news on the oats up here, but it shows you that getting them in a little bit earlier, they will most likely do a little bit better. So, you know, that's not an untold thing or anything like that. Everybody knows you've got to get them in good time, but you're always up against the weather. So there you go. There's the difference in the dates.